Okay, so there's not an instructional video on how to pull a hard drive out of a 2330 all-in-one, so I'm going to make one. Here we are. I've already taken the bezel off of the back, and it's pretty simple to get to that point. This piece very slightly pops up and out, and you have 4 screws to remove this guy. So we take him off, put him over here. And then there's 4 screws on the bottom of the case, and we're going to pull those out. And just like taking any computer apart, laptop, desktop, mostly laptops, there's a lot of screws. So make sure you keep those in an area where you remember where they go. A lot of times taking pictures as you take individual screws out works well, but if that's too tedious for you and you have a better memory than most, then yeah, just kind of keep them in a group over in a side. So anyways, that's it. We've taken the 4 screws out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to slightly pull up on this. There's a little edge here. Right here, I'm going to put my finger there and pull up, and you can see that it's kind of pulled up the outside a little bit, so that gets us started. So as we pull that up, we kind of put our finger under there and kind of just work it up a little bit. Yeah. Don't be afraid to give it a little bit. Just make sure all the screws are off. Let's put that to the side. Now here we are in the heat of the mix. All that good stuff. And where the hard drive is located is underneath this piece. If you had to replace the memory, it's over here, and this just snaps up. I tell you what, Dell, if you would just made it so the hard drive snaps up and we could just one screw, that'd been great. But no, we've got to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws out to take this case off here, and then the hard drive's underneath, and there's one last screw for that. So let's go ahead and get started on this. And I forgot 2 screws here at the top. So remove those. In this instance, I'm going to try to leave all the screws in their hole without taking them out. That way, when I lift and pull this out, I don't have to worry about where the screws go. Just have to make sure every one of them is loose. And there we go. And there you have it. That guy goes here all the way. A couple screws came out. So as usual, we'll just divvy up the ones that came out, put them there. There we go. Now we have the hard drive. This piece. And luckily, there's only one screw holding it in. This guy right here. And once he comes out, the hard drive slides up. Make sure you disconnect the cables. Disconnected, disconnected. And there we have it. It's the hard drive and its case. So, with that being said, this is the hard drive I want to use since I'm switching hard drives in our units. So I'm going to go ahead and move this guy out of our way since it's the one we're replacing. And this is the new one. And again, the reason why we're doing this is because we've already built the operating system.